Hey everybody, Jeff Armbruster here with It Starts With Change, coming to you today to talk a little bit about the idea of being an entrepreneur. Look, I've gotten a lot of questions over the years of how I made the decision to go out on my own and how I made the decision to become an entrepreneur. In essence, I'm the CEO of my own life. I set my own schedule, I work my own jobs, and I actually work 3 different ventures. But I did work in corporate America before. I want to preface by saying that. And I also want to preface by saying that this isn't a video to sit there and talk you into becoming an entrepreneur and telling you that corporate America is bad. It's not for everybody. If you love your job, you love your career, you love what you're doing in your craft every single day, then you're right where you need to be. There's no decision for you to make here. But if you're watching this video and you're interested in the whole idea of entrepreneurship, hopefully I can give you a few golden nuggets to help you make that decision if it's something you want to do. My story was pretty simple. I worked for AT&T for almost 18 years, and I realized that I was starting to miss some of my kids' events. I had young kids at the time, and I just, I had this deep feeling in my heart that I just didn't want this anymore. I didn't want the career. I didn't personally love it too much, and I just wasn't willing to give up as much, as I was going to give up if I continued on that in my kids' lives and even my family's lives. For me, it wasn't okay anymore living life on somebody else's terms as far as the schedule I was working. There was a massive amount of hours. And so I got involved in a health and wellness company called Beachbody, which flourished for me. It allowed me the opportunity to be in entrepreneurship. And just a couple years after starting that, I was able to leave corporate America. It was a wonderful story. It was a wonderful story that I'd love to tell about how it happened. I had been talking with my wife for several years about the idea, with Beachbody doing so well, of me maybe leaving AT&T. And it just so happened one day, one February day back in, it would have been 2011 now, 10 years ago, my boss came to me and said, we got to put you back in an office, take you out of your house. I was working from home, and so we got to put you in an office as we renegotiate this contract with Dow Chemical. And I remember saying to myself as I'm listening to her talk, I can't do that. I got to protect what I'm doing. And I actually quit right on the spot. Just said, you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm done. And I had to apologize to my wife that night because I made that decision without really talking to her about it, even though we kind of knew that was coming. But it was very empowering that day, knowing that this was the start of my journey as an entrepreneur. Since then, 10 years later, I'm still doing Beachbody. It's still a big part of my, my life and my entrepreneurship. But I've also added a business where I get to help people travel around the world as a travel agent. And I've also added some, affiliate marketing venture here on the internet with our Starts With Change and our Gotta Have It All brands. So being an entrepreneur for me was about a personal decision to give myself more freedom in my life. Financial freedom and personal freedom of time. And that second one, the latter, the personal freedom of time, is just so valuable, and it's so important to have that in your life if you're a type of person that doesn't want to miss anything if you have a young family. I've been able to, through my entrepreneurship, my lifestyle, I've been able to be a coach with my son on his track teams. I've been able to be and volunteer and actually lead our soccer programs for our high school. I've been able to be involved with his travel soccer. I've been able to help out my daughter, in different ventures and get her down to school and even get her over to Disney as she's done the college program without ever having to worry about taking that time off because I was my own boss. Again, I can't stress this enough that if you're happy with what you're doing, this isn't a video to talk you out of it. But if you're not happy and you're looking at, a life of maybe missing things with your kids and your family because you have a young family, you are a lot stronger than you think you are, and you can do this. Entrepreneurship is not that hard when you put your all into it and find something that you love. Now, there's so many different things you can do out there, from starting your own health and wellness business like I did, to maybe doing what your career is right now, but going out on your own. It can happen. There's obviously talks that have to happen between you and your spouse and your family, but it leads to so many great things. I've actually made more money as an entrepreneur than I would have ever probably at AT&T. I've actually hit my company's Millionaires Club. and I've been able to pay my house off 26 years early on a 30-year mortgage because of this. I don't have a house mortgage. I'm debt free because of this. I actually received my company's Financial Freedom Award. So there's so many things that have come good for me from my decision to become an entrepreneur. Now I know you might be watching this video, you might be saying to yourself, is this something that I can do? Comment below, ask a few questions. We love to answer those questions. And maybe it's just a little bit of clarification you need and a little bit of cheerleading that you need to do this. I want to also state that I didn't leave my corporate job while I was building my entrepreneurship. I was actually doing both at the same time. So I never recommend just cold turkey leaving your corporate job and starting something. I was doing them in unison. And it wasn't until I was making at least twice the amount that I was making at AT&T that I made that decision to venture out, because I knew I could handle it and my family was supported. So you got to do things in a very smart, calculated, and way that's gonna make sense to you and your family. Guys, that's really the message here. That's the message about being an entrepreneur. You can do it. It's out there for anybody. We live in a day and age where there's the internet and there's so many opportunities out there, and that was my way. That's a big part of my decision, was that with the internet, anything's possible. It really is. So if you guys have have any questions or need some more information, comment below. We've also got wonderful articles. We've got a lot of information on our website at startswithchange.com. We talk about wealth building. We talk about some money tips. We also have a lot of personal development articles out there, health and wellness articles. It's just a great site to really coincide with what we're doing here on YouTube. This has been Jeff Armbruster, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Take care.